Hello students, hope you are well and working hard to achieve your goals. So welcome to the commerce class. As yesterday we had started our chapter 7, formation of company. In this chapter we had discussed the promotion of a company, its meaning, definition and stages, and in the incorporation or registration of companies we had discussed the preliminary activities. So today we will discuss the registration of companies, and in this we will discuss documents to be filed with the registrar, payments of prescribed fees, certificate of incorporation, its specimen, effects of incorporation and certificate of incorporation. After that we will discuss flotation or capital subscription, commencement of business in case of company issuing prospectus and in case of not issuing the prospectus. After that we will discuss the penalty provision and specimen of certificate of commencement of business. So first of all we will discuss some key terms that today we are using, but before that we will discuss formation of company. So there is a small example of formation of company. Suppose Raman wants to establish a paper industry, and for this purpose firstly he looks a place where he can easily get wood, workers and machines. Then he arranges finance and takes the advice of experts. After that he starts his registration process under the Indian Companies Act. Now he decides where his registered office is to be located. He decides the name of the company. It is mandatory to send at least 3 names for approval of any one of them. Then he is supposed to get license under IRDA, Industrial Development and Regulation Act 1951. Then he has to file documents to the registrar of companies, which includes information of head office, list of directors, written consent and money that is included in the company. Along with the above documents, it is necessary to pay the prescribed fees to the registrar. After that, in the end, he gets the certificate of incorporation or commencement of business like this. This is an example of Reliance Hi-Tech Limited of certificate of incorporation. So finally, by performing all the above activities, Raman can start his paper industries. So these are some formalities are to be fulfilled before starting a business. So now first of all we will discuss some key terms. So first one is prospectus. So a prospectus is a formal document that is required by and filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission that provides detail about an investment offering to the public. Next is statement in lieu of prospectus. So when the company does not invite public to subscribe for its shares but arrange to get money from private sectors, it need not issue a prospectus to the public. In such case, the promoters are required to prepare a draft prospectus, and that draft prospectus is called the statement in lieu of prospectus. Next is qualification shares. So qualification shares have to be purchased by promoters and directors. These are the minimum number of shares to be bought, and every director will buy these shares or give a written consent to buy these shares. Every director will also give written consent to act as the director, and every director has a unique director identification number that is included in the qualification shares. Next is introduction. So introduction we can get an example of Reliance Group, as Reliance Group founded in 1966 and founded by Dhirubhai Ambani. Its headquarters at Mumbai and Maharashtra in India. Its key people includes like Mukesh Ambani and Anil Ambani. They deals with products like crude oil, natural gas, petrochemicals, petroleum, polyester, textiles, retail and telecom. So these are some products that they are dealing with. Next is certificate of incorporation of Reliance Hi-Tech Limited. As in this it is mentioned that when it is to be registered, it is signed by the registrar, it is properly stamped. So now we will discuss the incorporation or registration of business with the help of Reliance Industries Limited. So incorporation of business, there are 6 steps. First one is preliminary activities, then documents to be filed with the registrar, payment of prescribed fees, certificate of incorporation, capital subscription and commencement of business. So as we had discussed the preliminary activities in our previous day lesson, so today we will discuss our next step, step 2, documents to be filed with the registrar. So there are several documents that is to be filed with the registrar: memorandum of association, articles of association, information about the head office of the company, list of directors, written consent of directors, undertaking regarding qualification shares, preliminary agreement with the managerial personnel, and the last one is statutory declaration. These are some documents that is to be filed with the registrar. So first one is memorandum of association. So this is an example of memorandum of association of Reliance Industries Limited. In this they have registered, first one is name of the company, then registered office at Maharashtra, object to carry on the business of man-made fiber products of all kinds, liability as liability of members as limited, capital they mentioned like this, total capital is 6,000 crores rupees only, and after that they write the associations of 7 members and they give the name, address, number of equity shares and witness of that association of members. So memorandum of association is that no company can be incorporated without having a memorandum of association. It defines its rights and obligations. It also defines the basic objectives for which the company is allowed to be incorporated for. For public company, a minimum 7, and for private company, a minimum of 2 persons named as directors needs to be signatories to the memorandum of association. Each signatory must be a shareholder of the company and memorandum must be on paper with the required stamp. Next, contents of memorandum. So it consists of name of the company, address of the registered head office, capital structure, objects of the company, scope of its operations, and last, liability of its members that is to be written in the memorandum of association. Next is purpose of memorandum. So memorandum gives protection to the shareholders. It is a protection for person who deals with the company. Second document is articles of association. So this is an article of association as a sample of Technologies Limited company. So it has a company's name, registered place, fiscal year and announcement, and even rights and duties of the directors or shareholders of the company. So articles of association is a document defines the rules that will govern the activities of the companies in the attainment of its objectives. It must be properly stamped and it must be in printed and in paragraph form. So the document which lists the regulations which govern the running of the company, setting out the rights and duties of directors and stakeholders individually and in meeting is called the articles of association. Next, articles of association has various contents like directors, share capital, general meeting, line of shares, transfer and transmission of shares to other members, then forfeiture or surrender of shares, conversion of shares into stock, auditing of a company, voting rights, and the winding up of a company. So these are some contents that is to be mentioned in the articles of association. Third document is information about the head office of the company. So for example, like headquarters of the Reliance Industries Limited is in Mumbai and Maharashtra in India. So the address and location of the company's registered office must be communicated to the registrar of companies, and this information can also be given within 30 days of the registration of the company. So fourth document is list of directors. So for example, in Reliance Industries Limited, there are various directors that are involved in the business like Mukesh Ambani as chairman and managing director, Pawan Kumar Kapil as Executive Director, Hital R. Maheshwari as Executive Director, then Yogendra Raghunath Ramendra Arundhati as an Independent Directors. So these are some directors that are involved in the business. So a list of directors who agreed to function as the directors of the company must be communicated to the Registrar of Companies. The list of directors must have the name, addresses, occupation and other related information about each directors. Next document is written consent of directors. So the written statement must be signed by each director who agreed to work in that capacity. But in case of private company, such written consent is not necessary. Next is undertaking regarding qualification shares. So along with the written consent of the directors, it is mandatory to send to the registrar a document that contains the promise by the directors to purchase the qualification shares of the company and to pay for the same. Like in Reliance Industries Limited, they write their shares in the company like equity shares each of rupees 10 and amount paid for per share is rupees 10. So these are some qualification of shares should be mentioned in the documents and filed with the registrar. Next is preliminary agreement with the managerial personnel. So for example, in Reliance Industries Limited, Mukesh D. Ambani is a managing director. So we can say that in case the company is to be run by the managing director, managers or securities, then a copy of the contracts with the managerial personnel must be filed with the registrar. Last document is statutory declaration. So a statutory declaration stating that the all legal formalities or requirements of the act needed for incorporation have been compiled with must also have sent to the registrar, and such declaration can be made on behalf of the company by an advocate of the Supreme Court or High Court, an attorney entitled to appear before a High Court, a chartered accountant who is practicing in India. Any person named in the articles as managing director or manager or security of the company. So these are some documents that is to be filed with the registrar. So our next step for incorporation of business is payment of prescribed fees. So along with the above documents, the necessary filing fees and registration charges at the prescribed rates also need to be paid. The fee is deposited in the public account in the Reserve Bank of India. The rates of the prescribed fees has been defined in the Indian Companies Act. So the registrar will then check and verify the documents submitted to him, and when he is satisfied that the necessary legal formalities have been compiled with, will issue a certificate of incorporation. So next our step is certificate of incorporation. So this is a certificate of incorporation of Reliance Hi-Tech Limited, where they mention the number, registration number or issue number, and then the company's name, and it is appointed or it is to be approved by the Companies Act. So then it is properly stamped and signed by the registrar of office. Then they mention the date, time when it is mentioned, like 21st of day of April 2013. So this is all to be mentioned in the certificate of incorporation. So after having received the above documents, the registrar is convinced that the necessary formalities required by law have been compiled with and the prescribed fees have been deposited. So he shall issue a certificate of incorporation under his signature, testifying that the company has been officially incorporated and that is limited, public or private company. Means they can use the limited word with their name of the company. Next is effects of incorporation. So the company becomes an incorporated body. The certificate of incorporation can be presented in the court as a law or as a proof of the company's existence. The company becomes a lawful artificial person and its entity is deemed to be separate from its members. means company and its members have a separate distinct entity. Then the existence of a company becomes permanent. After incorporation, the memorandum and articles of association bind the company and its members. Then the amount due by any member is treated as a loan given by the company to that person. So a private company can start its business immediately after getting the certificate of incorporation. But a public company does not start their business after getting the certificate of incorporation. Next is certificate of incorporation as a conclusive evidence proof. So the Act clearly states that certificates once issued is conclusive evidence of the fact that all the requirements of this Act have been complied with in respect of registration and that the company is duly registered. So the word conclusive evidence is important because it implies that the registrar of companies has examined the documents submitted to him and according to the provisions of the Companies Act, then it issues the certificate of incorporation. Next is flotation or capital subscription. So a private company or a public company not having the share capital can commence its business immediately on its incorporation. As such, capital subscription stage and the commencement of business stage are relevant only for a public company with a share capital. Means the public company which has a share capital can follow these two steps, that is capital subscription stage and commencement of business stage. So issue of prospectus and acceptance of subscription. So the company issues the prospectus inviting the public to invest in its shares and send a copy of the prospectus to the registrar. The applications for the purchase of shares are received by the company's bankers. If the company has the minimum subscription, the company's board of directors issue the share certificates. The board also sends the return of allotment to the registrar if the subscribed capital is less than the minimum subscription or the company does not obtain the minimum subscription within 120 days. All the money is refunded and no allotment is done in the shareholders or in the company. Next and the last step is commencement of business. So a private company can commence business immediately on incorporation, but a public company cannot commence its business till it receives the certificate of commencement. So without such certificate, a public company cannot use its borrowing powers to take any loans by the or through the financial institutions. So to obtain the certificate of commencement, a public company needs to fulfill the provisions of Section 11 of the Companies Act 2013. So in case of company issuing the prospectus, if a public company issue a prospectus, the provisions under section 149(1) need to be carried out to get the commencement certificate. So the requirements are minimum subscription of 5 lakh rupees has been received. The directors of the companies have paid in cash the money on their shares. The company has made the declaration that no money is refundable to applicants by reason of failure to get permission for shares in the stock exchange. One of the directors has made the statutory declaration in the prescribed form that the above requirements have been complied with. Then they get the certificate of commencement of business. Second is in case company does not issue the prospectus. So then if a public company not issue the prospectus, then under the provisions of section 149(2), it has to fulfill the following conditions. So issue a statement in lieu of prospectus, make a declaration that every director has paid in cash the money on his shares. One of the directors of the companies has made the statutory declaration in the prescribed form with the registrar of the companies that above requirements have been complied with. So when the above conditions have been fulfilled, the registrar of companies issue the certificate of commencement of business. and the business can start or run their business activities in the market. Last one is penalty. So if a public company defaults in complying with any of the above provisions or commences its business without obtaining the certificate of commencement, the business is responsible for such commencement shall be liable to a fine of rupees 5,000 per day for a period during which the default continues. And every person responsible for such commencement shall be liable to a fine of rupees 1,000 per day for the period during which the default continues. So this is all about the registration of companies. So now you have to write the question answers. Your question is, describe the steps necessary for the incorporation of a joint stock company. So go through the various YouTube links so that you can write the answer of this question.